Alright, next part of our playthrough. And we're in the garage because we're going to get a car that we already own. We've been buying a lot of cars, but I think we're going to hold off this time. I'm looking for my Mitsubishi FTO LM race car. The dream car that we won a long time ago. We're going to hop in it, throw in some tires. I think let's do slicks. Go a little bit sussy on the tires and just not pick the best option because last time we did the super slicks on Monaco and I did not have a good time with driving. Not that I think this car will be just as hard as the Diablo, but I don't want to take any chances. Plus I think this might bring an interesting challenge in terms of pit strategy. We'll see. Well, after doing 9 endurances, many of those being these random night streams, we got one left. Tokyo Route 246. Earning the title of Tokyo's fastest. It is no limits, 400,000 credits for winning it. Which, by the way, there's finally a GT7 race that surpasses that payout amazingly. And what's the deal with this endurance? Why do I keep dreading it? It's because it's 100 laps. 100 laps to Tokyo on a lap that takes about 100 seconds. You can do the math there. 90 to 100 seconds, give or take. We're going to turn off our driving aids, keep everything else on stock because I don't think we need any upgrades or any of that. We are on the slick tires. No other way working around it. Let's get it. 100 laps of this. It is the longest race in GT3 in both length and lap count. Technically tied for lap count with the Super Speedway Endurance, but obviously a longer race. We're against JGTC cars. Why did I pick a dream car? It doesn't technically follow the rules, but since we've already driven all 3 types of JGTC, an NSX, a Skyline, and a Supra, we do have that new NSX, but I feel like I want to drive something we haven't driven before, which is one of the dream cars that we won. And I love the FTO. It's in red. It looks cool. It's 4-wheel drive. Presents a new type of challenge. So immediately I could spot that we've taken the lead, which is kind of expected considering these cars are different power to the JGTC, but let's see how they handle across the span of a race. We did go a bit aggressive on the tire strategy. Aggressive meaning just regular slicks. We're probably going to dominate this race, but you know, I'd only want to do this race once. And you could argue, yeah, you can use a formula car to get the race done in a quicker time, but it's the whole spirit of the game. Plus, the Supra seems to be challenging me. So there you go. And that NSX is not too far behind either. NSX challenging for the lead even, maybe. Goes for the overtake. Nice. I think in terms of power, we're generally up there. Maybe a little bit overpowered, but it's something I'm fine with. By the way, for all you mathy people out there, minute 44 on lap 1. Obviously, the rolling start's going to make a difference for that, but you can do the math on how long it's going to take to do 100 of these laps. Hope you guys are good at counting. FGL here, welcome back. All Money is here, welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I've done a stream at all. I mentioned at the beginning that I went back to my old college town for the weekend last weekend, which is why I did not stream, even though I was expecting to. Regardless, we're here. What's up, Igor? NSX is all of a sudden up competing for the lead, maybe only 3/10 down, and maybe even going for a pass. Didn't know where he got all this pace from. bump there. Let's see if he goes for the slipstream overtake. Don't think he will, because I think he might be out of range. .136 for that next lap, so there you go. We're going to be lapping around the 135 range. If you want to do a bit of math there, how long this is going to take, right? That's like 95 seconds times 100, so that's 9,500 seconds. Which, how many minutes is that? I don't have my calculator on me. I'm not, I may be an actuary, but I'm not a human calculator. What's 9,500 over 60? Like, it would be like 2.5 hours, about. Yeah, it's the longest race. It's gonna bog down, especially like as we get away from the rest of the AI. My goal is to just drive as fast as I can and just get through this race as fast as I can. .134.8. Four-wheel drive is interesting. I'm like trying to drive like I have to be careful, but I can throw the car around a lot. It's more so like don't want to murder the tires. Like that. That's not so good for the tires, but whatever. I don't know what the AI wants to do yet. Trying to get way too late. Trying to ride the mechanical grip there. We are getting faster, getting more comfortable with the car, and our tires are getting in a better state. Trying to get like a clean lap and I just keep hitting all the walls. Yeah, right. That's well the only reason to have any surprises in this game. Oh well. By the way, how you doing, Snotsato? Are you enjoying the GT7 update? It's funny how 24 hours ago Reddit was like, GT7's terrible, where's the April update? Now the April update's here and everyone's like, my bestie. It's like, come on. They didn't really change that much. They just gave everybody a ton of money for doing circuit experience and then gave us like, you know, a couple endurance events and 2 really good paying races. Or 3 of them actually. Still the core of the gameplay is still something's not fully there. They're still missing the Group 2 and Group 1 races. And a ton of other events that are like GT staples. But I guess we have to accept that it will be drip-fed content. Only lap where I didn't hit all the walls though. .133.307 versus a 507. One lap I'm gonna full throttle that and make the corner. Not this lap though. Did I get the Delta? I did not buy that Delta. I bought the 22B, the regular Impreza version 6, the MR2, the Tuscan, and like one more car. Oh yeah, the CLK LM. I have like 25 million credits. I can afford to get like the other stuff too. I just haven't decided if I want to splurge on. I want the BMW McLaren F1, I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I drove the CLK though, it is so freaking good. I think the BMW would be like that too. But the BMW is almost 10 million credits, which I'd normally be fuming at, but we got a huge payout from circuit experience, so right now life is good. I am waiting to see what GT Planet posts about the mission challenges because I don't want to spend 10 million credits on a car and have it end up being a free prize car, because then I could have spent those credits elsewhere. They are still hard to come by. Igor, we did the IA license, we have to do the super license. That is what is next after endurance. We're doing what I call a license playthrough, which is you do every single race of a license first before getting the next one. So this includes like getting the endurances of the IA license and all that before we get a super license. Thankfully there's only like a couple super license events in the game, so we are very close to the end of the game. In terms of driving time, there's still a lot to do, but in terms of number of events, there's not that much left. Got 132 there. But yeah, GT7, there's just as I'm finishing up GT3's endurances, GT7 finally added endurances. There's 8 1-hour endurances, which is actually, that's a pretty good amount. You know, GT5 had only 9 endurances, and I don't think any one of them were just 1 hour. So in terms of the time, they're pretty manageable, and like they said, they're going to add a lot more endurances, including some 24-hour ones, which it's like, that's a bit scary because I hope there's mid-race saving there. Yeah, there was the 30-lap endurances, but I guess if you want to call this endurance, they only took like half an hour, 40 minutes maybe. I don't know, what counts as an endurance? Like in all the other old GTs, like the fastest race would be like a super speedway race, and that would take about an hour or so. And then in GT Sport, like there was the 60-minute endurance races, and there was like a 30 laps endurance for like Group 3. I think that took like an hour or two. And then, yeah, I guess if you want to go off of GT6's endurances, where like an 8-lap race is considered enduro, then anything's fair game, I guess. 20 miles. I think it was called the Willow Springs 20-mile challenge, and it's like, is that really a challenge? 20 miles is like nothing. We've driven 30 miles already on this endurance. Klutz, welcome. But yeah, there's like now there's a batch of like, if you want to call it real endurances. And the AI are apparently really difficult. I haven't tried any of the missions yet, but I hear they are actually brutal. GT40 on Rome Circuit has a completely different meaning in the endurance than elsewhere in the game. Okay, so our lap times I noticed are in the 134s now, and I think that has to do with their tires, and I'm also like kind of chill. I'm chill driving right now. And also hitting walls, you know, that costs time as well. Let's see how our tires are doing though. I was thinking of maybe doing a 13 or 14 lap stint. Let's see how these tires hold up though. I don't feel ready to give up on these just yet. I think I want to do the races in order. I think I want to start with Dream Car first. You will have the financial means to do all 4 of them, but I think just for fun and also to like screw up the complete pacing of the game, we'll do it in the game order rather than how much, you know, it's gonna take. Dream Car is actually not that bad of a championship. Uplifting Digital is gonna suck. The Uplifting Official Championship, that one's gonna take like 6 or 7 hours. But then when we get a nice little easy, short, relatively, like the wind, and then we can finish off with the Formula League. Right, let's try not to bounce off the walls and see what kind of lap time I pull. Then I'll know if I can do an actual 13 lap pit strategy. So we could save a number of pit stops. And yeah, I could have probably used the super slicks, but whatever. This is the last endurance race. This is not the finale of the whole game, but this is the last endurance. Number 10. I've saved the worst one for last. Really not that bad of a race, it's just super long. Hey look, on orange tires, I full throttled that corner. Car's so much understeer though. This is where I'm losing time. I have no front grip. Which 4GTs do you unlock in Asphalt 9? Because there's a couple of them, and I don't think any of them are all that impressive. Especially the regular one had some huge flaws. Then tells me this tire's not going to be good, but just for fun, I'm going to finish the lap. I would say, okay, this is the time I put in, but let's see. 136 again, but this time with a clean lap. So much understeer. Yeah, I was procrastinating in this race too. I've never actually done this race ever. I used Action Replay to get past this race when I was a kid, and in my other two casual playthroughs, I've casual playthrough this game twice in recent years, and I've always skipped this endurance because I just didn't want to do it. I knew exactly how it would be like. I just figured like I don't need to see the 100 laps. Okay. Surprisingly, we aren't spinning out everywhere, but we are crawling right now. And yeah, we got no grip. I think we're already like 2 seconds down from that checkpoint on the last lap, which was a 136, so that's all you need to know. Yeah, with the Super Slicks, we probably could have pushed another 3 laps or so with reasonable pace, but I think surprisingly, I'm still outpacing the Supra with this pace. Okay, alright, I had enough. We are going to do 10 laps for a stint, because this is simply unbearable. So we'll do like 9 stops. That sounds pretty good. Asphalt 8 Plus, I don't have an iOS device, but you know, I haven't really looked into that game that much. Alright, fresh tires. Yeah, there's a new PlayStation Plus Game Pass thingy, like a new tier. The catch is that none of the games are, not none, but most of the games require streaming rather than straight downloading, so it's not the same as what it might sound like at first. So like, they're bringing, I don't know if they confirmed PS1 and PSP games. I thought it was just PS2 and PS3 that they are adding. And it was games you could stream. I never read anything on Sony about them being PS1 or P games. Just PS2 and PS3 streaming, not PS3 downloading. I think you can download some PS2 games. But I'm just going to keep sticking with regular PlayStation Plus, because I think it's fine. I wish they added just backwards compatibility, because then I would just buy the PS3 disc or whatever. Put in my old discs, that'd be great. So, Eager asked, which endurance was the best and the worst? I think my favorite endurance... I don't know. Maybe the Seattle endurance. I'm just trying to think like which one had a good race and which one was just genuinely fun to drive. I think the Seattle endurance was good. I liked the Rome endurance even though it was kind of long. Special Stage Route 11 is hard. It's tough to race against the AI, but it was a fun driving experience. And then Laguna Seca, I love that track, so I thought that endurance was fine. And then the worst endurance, I mean, I'm currently driving the worst one in my opinion. I thought Monaco was pretty awful with the Diablo, but that was because I picked the wrong setup. Probably the wrong car as well, but whatever. If the driving experience was more fun, I probably could have had a better time with Monaco. But I thought that Enduro we did a couple weeks ago was kind of painful. This guy just said, can you even play PS1? I thought they never confirmed that. I don't know where everyone's getting PS1 from. I'd have to reread the announcement. The thing is, like, if you stream a PS2 or PS3 game, if your internet's not that good, you're going to have a really bad time playing because you're going to have input lag and a lot of frame drops. It's better to just download it and then, you know, play it natively or through whatever emulation technique it uses. Streaming games, especially if you play like a racing game, streaming through the internet is gonna have a noticeable performance dip. Toyota. Everyone's hyped about the GR Corolla. PS Now is streamed over the internet. It's always been like that. Since I think like they brought it in like 2014 or whatever. Because you could play PS Now on like your PC even. I haven't heard anything about a PS3 emulator coming to PS3. PS3 is notoriously difficult to emulate in general. The PC community has been making some great steps, but it's still pretty primitive. I would not think Sony could officially bring a PS3 emulator or backwards compatibility until like another console. At best, if they even want to pursue that direction. I mean, in terms of like the Sony stuff, I only read like whatever PlayStation puts on their official blog, and anything like from an external source like a YouTuber or IGN or something, I just take it with a grain of salt, because usually those people are just trying to farm for clicks and all that. You don't, if you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. You don't want to convince yourself that something's coming, but it never was in the first place, you know? I'm not trying to like shoot you down saying, oh, there's never going to be PS1 games or full PS3 emulation. But see, like, yeah, PlayStation 6, I wouldn't even say PlayStation 6, or that's releasing in 2026. I think you're reading some fake news, my friend. There is absolutely no indication that Sony has another console on the way, and it will be coming 4 years from now. I do not see any way that can be feasible other than by pure speculation or just straight up clickbait. I had full throttle the Garden in previous laps. I think on my PB I didn't. It's weird because like you just kind of have to say a prayer and just. Everyone's saying PlayStation 6 or Asphalt 10. It's like you're just making stuff up and then just saying on a wiki article, a fandom article, like, see, it's true because somebody edited it in. Alright, let's see if I can do the overtake and then the full. I'm not letting go of the gas, by the way. Here we go. We barely grazed the right of the wall. I turned in a bit too late still. You gotta turn in a lot earlier than you think, because this car does not have as much grip as like a prototype. Just reminds you of those Xbox 720 videos from like 10 years ago where it's like, if the console's gonna hold 3 discs in one, 3 discs in one, it's gonna have 4 USB ports. It's gonna have a Mario Kart game. You know, like some stuff that's like completely oblivious, and people just gobble that up. I'll tell you a fun little side story that is completely unrelated, but somewhat relevant. When I was like 9 years old, you know, I grew up with Spyro, right? And so was one of my other childhood friends. He was really into Spyro, right? And we were on early YouTube, 2008, 2009 YouTube, and we saw this like video that was like Spyro movie trailer for 2009, and we were like, holy shit, you know? We were like hyped because like there's gonna be a movie coming to theaters, right? And it was like coming in summer 2009, so we were like so freaking hyped over this YouTube video. I find out, first off, I forget about that entirely, so by the time summer 2009 happens, that obviously never materialized. It wasn't until like a couple years later when like the movie Mulan was on, and like one of the songs in that movie was in that YouTube video trailer thingy, and that's where I was like, oh my god, I got baited so hard. So hard. But see, when you're 8 years old, you can be stupid like that. It's kind of expected. $20.92. Oh yeah, undeniably PS3 does have an awesome library that does need to come back to a modern system. There's so many franchises that are just rotting on that system. Wipeout 2097 real. Hey guys, you remember Nuketown 2025 in Black Ops 2? We're only a couple years away from that. I think I saw a post where it was like, I forget his name, but it's like the guy from the Jetsons was born last week in 2022. As part of the official lore. Okay, no release, full throttle, there we go. I didn't have the best speed for that, but I don't care. Oh, we did the fastest lap on the last attempt, I didn't even notice that. I think we can pull out a 131 if I just lay out all the cards right. Something like that random break there that I did. Save the car's balance. Not gonna help me. That is true, the PS3 will be 20 years old in that year. That makes me feel incredibly old. It is race week. It is actually free practices in 1 hour. It's not just race week, it is race weekend time. Which is weird, because like, only in Australia pretty much can you get a practice session on a Thursday night here. And I know for like the rest of the world it's probably, you know, Friday as normal. Takes me back to when I was in college and stuff, and I could actually watch free practice instead of just waking up to the results like I always do. It is a bit weird to see Melbourne back, because like the last time we were there was when the race got cancelled last second. It'd basically be around this time 2 years ago, this time of day, where it was like, is it gonna happen? Full throttle again, much better. See if I can pick up a slipstream maybe off the NSX or something. Or not. He's going to go wide and I'm going to pass him. Murcielago LP640. another low 33. The back of this car is nice. I think the FTO. I loved this car when I was younger. I still think it's a cool looking car. I was always like, oh, I'm gonna own this car one day, and then you realize like it was never North American, so probably never see one unless I import one. But that's too much hassle for these old cars. But it would be cool to see this car again on the streets. I don't know if I would want to see Mitsubishi try a modern version of this car because I feel like they'd butcher it. They would just have to. Considering what they did to the Eclipse, I do not trust them. I think we're going to get a big boy slipstream here. Not me. I shifted too early as well. Oh well. I think I ruined my fastest lap attempt, but oh well. We'll get another one later. Rally rate spec of the Eclipse. That's so cursed. I thought Lamborghini was committed to being engine friendly for the next few years. Like, they got criticism from the EV community for not switching to EVs. Not that good. I could probably save a pit stop if I do an 11 lap stint. And we only have to pit 8 times. Tires are starting to drop off, but they are okay. I could do one more lap. Aston may continue to do ICEs until they are banned. That's what I'm hearing. Interesting. I don't know. We're in like this weird spot right now where it's like, yes, there needs to be climate action, but then you have like the stuff like the NFTs, and you still have like private jets, and you still have pollution, and it's like, how much can you pass on the consumer that they could physically do before it starts becoming, you know, you start running out of answers? Because there's so many companies that still like pollute completely, just completely neglecting the earth. That shouldn't be. And everyone, and by everyone I mean government answers for that is always like, oh, let's tell the people, citizens, the general public to pollute less. That will fix it. But then sell you, you know, an expensive electric car and raise your power bill and all that. You know, it's weird. It always seems like everyone's trying to just take advantage of the people, and it's like hard to figure out what's genuine, which really sucks about today's world. But that's enough politics for me, really. Cargo vroom. I like cargoing vroom. I wish to go vroom in a car. Chuggers. What's up, Supra? Let him unlap himself and then relap myself. Yeah, the new fun track is Las Vegas. Yeah, everyone says this looks sort of like Las Vegas. I mean, I can see where everyone's coming from, but I don't make that much of a connection as internet seems to. It's just too ingrained in my brain, you know? For Speed Shift, I don't think I ever 100%ed it. I got pretty far in that game. I haven't played it in like 10 years though. I thought it was reasonably fun. It was kind of like, if you ever played one of the old dirt games, it was sort of like that. Not really though. It just was like a challenge-based Need for Speed. You know what? It was kind of like Grid. The first Grid. And I thought it was a good game. I just never committed to fully completing it. I thought it was, you know, it was a good game. Not my favorite Need for Speed by any means, but not terrible. Oh, I cannot get these tires going. I forgot how to drive on this stint. My internet cutting out is nuts. So we are a quarter of the way through the race, by the way, guys. Which means we're on pace to do this in about 160 minutes, which is like 2 hours 40. Yikes. That's how it be. Yep, I'm aware of that. Oh my god, I cannot get a good turn. I've like forgotten how to drive on this. Yes, Vettel is back, finally. He did not retire after seeing the Aston's performance. He's gonna get a race out of it. I think. Imagine if, like, after Hulkenberg and Lance struggling so much the last 2 weekends, that Seb just qualifies in the top 5 like it's nothing. That's obviously, like, completely, like, delusional thinking from myself, but, you know, one could only dream. Obviously, that car is garbage this year. And it looks like Aston Martin's a lot more incompetent than they like to show for it. I still can't figure out the grip on this car. It's like too grippy and has initial understeer. Yeah, McLaren had a full-size Lego car for like a promotion. I still am waiting for a restock on the actual Lego car, the regular Technic. Look at that new fastest lap, 32.4. Although we bounced some walls, so I want to try and improve that. I think we can get a 31. We just drive fast enough. does not mean driving into a wall. I think only Red Bull has a wing upgrade, maybe? Mercedes were rumored to have brought upgrades, but they did not bring upgrades. That's still going to be Imola or Miami. Yeah, I saw your comment about the BMW being the cover car. I remember. I have it on my shelf right behind me. Hard to see from the camera view, but I do own the game disc case, all that jazz. Ferrari Upgrade. Great. The master plan definitely seems to be working at the moment. Let's only hope that, you know, it doesn't fall apart. I will say they've looked better than they ever did in 2017 and 18. Was the M3 a supercar killer? I mean, do you mean a Need for Speed Shift? I don't remember. I don't remember how any of the cars in that game drove. I think I used like a Mercia Lago or something a lot in that game. The Tiffy $5 bet that he crashes. Yeah, Elon owns 10% of Twitter, so now he's gonna force everybody to follow his account when they sign up. And you can't ratio him on Twitter. It'll make it physically impossible. Give me the curb grip. If I actually get a 132 again. I'm stuck in 133 lane because I keep hitting the wall. Good turn one. Curb grip. So good. not touch the curbs, so no bonus grip. Yeah, I saw Marv posted a video where he said like it looked like the future was getting bright, which is a bit surprising me. Is it more of a case of the future's getting bright, or is it getting back to the status quo of what it was a few years ago? Because those have different meanings. But even if like the game becomes like more economically viable, I'm not gonna come back to asphalt. I just do not feel like playing that game, straight up. In just the most literal way possible, I just do not feel like playing asphalt at all. Maybe one day it scratches a competitive itch in me, but I got my hands full already with other stuff I want to keep playing. I want to finish this game. I want to keep playing GT7. I want to get back into Ratchet & Clank and Metal Gear Solid. I want to play the other new releases that are coming soon, or stuff I haven't gotten to yet. I still haven't played Forza Horizon 5. I will, guys. One day I will. Trust me. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Get on the grip. Get on the curbs. Get the curb grip. Oh yes. Free grip. Racing game is still my life, yes, but not asphalt. Not hit the exit turn. There we go. That was a decent lap. Maybe that will be a 32. My tires haven't burned out by now. Yeah, GTR R35 was a common supercar killer, and it was relatively cheap when it first came out. Oh my god, another 33-0. Thought I was in the clear. I thought that wasn't that bad of a lap. Full throttle. Still 51.8. I feel like I could be faster. Thought I had a 50-second T3 or T2, whatever checkpoint that is. There we go. 2 more laps until I pit. I do feel my tires starting to drop off now. I don't think we'll get a 32 until I pit again. get a slipstream maybe? Oh yes. Not gonna help us that much in lap time, but we get a big old slipstream. Also, by the way, we are 1/3 of the way through the race, and we are just creeping up on 1 hour, so we've got so much to go still. Like, I feel like I'm making the laps go by kind of fast, but then you realize like how much is still actually left, and it's like, ugh, it's still a drag. You know, all this time that I could be doing something else, like studying or watching a movie or gaming with my friends, but instead I'm streaming GT3. And you know what? That's fine with me. Race isn't gonna play itself. Yes, my DBR9. That's the one that's in GT Sport and GT7, right? The 2009. It's got like a Gulf livery. But that car is pretty decent. Had a nice sound. I'm not a huge fan of the DB9 itself, but I think it's a good car. Like the regular DB9 it's based off of. Now we'll pit. Chuggers. Stretching for a second. Oh, we can drive it again. On the road at number 4. Why do I get 2 perfect curb rides in a row on my warm-up lap? That is such ridiculousness. Finishing Copper Suit Remastered. Ooh. I haven't played that game since I streamed it over Christmas. I just haven't felt like playing it. There's also a new Trackmania season that just came out that I haven't even looked at yet. I want to play it. I didn't stream the last season. And I know I streamed previous seasons. I just felt like I just didn't really get to it. I think once we finish GT3, I will bring back Trackmania streams when they drop a new season. I think my main priority right now is I just want to finish GT3. I know I said I do want to play through GT7, but I don't think the time is right yet. I want to see the game get some more content updates before I actually go for it. I thought initially it would be like a game that I could fully play through with updates even, but I don't think it's ready yet. If it is, it'd be kind of short-lived, and considering the main cafe is pretty scripted, I don't think it would be that interesting, to be honest. Plus, the game already came out, and the YouTube algorithm stuff is already done. Especially since the game got completely shafted by microtransactions at the beginning. And all the juice was in the negative attention. So I think to actually, treat it like a game to play through, I should wait a bit. I can still continue to do, you know, streams on my regular account before we attempt like a playthrough style. To be honest, there's no way I'm grinding the game 2 times on 2 accounts. $32.8. We had a slipstream, could have probably gone faster. Won't get much help here, but it's something. Or I could just bounce off the wall and just completely squeeze everybody. That helps too. Big time save. By the way, we just finished 60 minutes, which is the length of a standard GT7 endurance. It'd be cool if we could be done now. Sadly, life isn't fair like that. How many Koenigseggs are in Need for Speed 2010? I believe just the CCXR, and the Agera. There's 3, I believe. I don't think there were that many hypercars in that game. I remember off the top of my head, which I might be forgetting DLC, but I thought it was the CCX, McLaren F1, the Agera, ACXR Edition, and the Veyron. In that exact order. I think there might have been like a Super Sport Veyron DLC. I don't think there's anything else though. DC3 going under maintenance? What do you mean it's not going under maintenance? Servers aren't down. I don't think. Have you seen those memes where it's like, I think I posted on the Discord server where it's like the GT4 is under maintenance, GT2 is under maintenance. How much funnies. Yeah, in that game it was like the old Agera too. It was before it became the flagship Koenigsegg. Back then everyone had their eyes on the CCXR edition. Because it was super fast, it looked sick, it was carbon fiber, and there was only like 4 in the world. Something like that, something absurdly stupid like that. I've never seen a Koenigsegg in my life, by the way. I probably will this year, maybe, at a car show. There's a couple opportunities. Get that downforce going. The Agera is the fastest car in the world. I don't believe so, or actually I think it still has that record, because the SSC Tuatara record was fake, and the Venom F5 is still testing. We just did a test where I think it hit 273, and it was a tire test, it wasn't a top speed test. So, in other words, they haven't officially done a top speed run for the Venom yet. The F5. Probably will though. I thought their focus is on delivering cars at the moment. Which they are still doing. 40 laps in, by the way. And 64 minutes. So multiply 64 by 2.5 times and you'll get our race time. Which that's like, yeah, 160 minutes or something like that. Maybe 62 minutes. Or 70. Maybe. I don't remember. I can't math right now. Devil 16. You're just saying names. I don't think the Devil 16 is actually no, I believe it was in that Fast and Furious Crossroads game, wasn't it? It was in something completely stupid, I thought. Either that or Project Cars 3. It was like the production version. I don't think the concept we will see in a game ever. Don't quote me on that, but... It was in that Fast and Furious Crossroads. That is so funny. Yeah, because I watched this video a few days ago about just the disaster that was Slightly Mad Studios on how it dropped both P-Cars 3 and Crossroads within a month, and they were both flops. You might have seen that video. Because it was because Fast and Furious was getting delisted, that's right. But yeah, I thought I saw in that video in like the B-roll footage that there was a Devil 16 there, and it's like, they got like sleep with that? They like wasted so much money. You guys are giving like a ton of shit to PD, but like Slightly Mad was down bad in 2020. I have never seen a racing studio completely collapse in the way that Slightly Mad did. Complete collapse. Not even an exaggeration. Their independence is in the stratosphere now because I believe they are under the EA curtain now. I think they were bought by Codemasters, who themselves were swallowed up by EA. So that's your story. Which, by the way, hey Justin, how you doing? You're lapping what I believe are the leaders. Again. Get a big slipstream maybe? Obsessed element, so yeah. But it's a card that a lot of racing game fans love because it's gorgeous. You can marathon Saturday night. I mean, F1 is a midnight race this weekend, which for me, that completely rocks. I love midnight races because I could sleep in on Sunday then. I stay up until 1 a.m. anyway, in general. So a race happening at midnight and ending at like 1:30 a.m. completely fine with me. But yeah, you know what's gonna be the weirdest is that Vegas race being a midnight start for my time zone. Even though we are American, a 10 p.m. Pacific time start, which is where Vegas is located. It is very strange that the race that they are trying to make as the de facto American Grand Prix, they'll alienate like half of the country on time zone alone. I mean, I'm gonna stay up to watch it, but I don't know if everybody else will. I think it's also to please the European fans who are gonna have to wake up early, even though that's what American fans do every single weekend. There are some races that just end up, and then rest in peace East side of the world that often has to do races on like a Monday or something like that, or late Sunday. And a race like Australia is the only time they get a reasonable time for a Grand Prix. Big jump. Bonk. 2 Skylines are nearby. I believe they are running in last place though. One more lap of the stint and then we'll pit. You wish to see V8 supercars. They don't put it on TV. I guess they wouldn't, right? I don't think Speed Network or whatever it was called exists anymore. But yeah, they should show more motorsports. I know F1's rise in popularity was technically calculated, but other motorsports should get shined on too. We don't get enough like endurance broadcasts, for instance. Just something like Bathurst. Something other than, I guess, now the big 3 sports, right? NASCAR, IndyCar, and F1. Something other than that mix. And I put in a headphone. Gonna be Lance Stroll with his headphones. NASCAR, ARCA, IndyCar, F1, FE, MSA, and WC. I guess that makes sense. I am not paying attention to the road. But yeah, there's so much that they, like, you see on Twitter that, you know, you wish you could be watching. Australian supercars would be, like, also I feel like they'd be pretty easy to squeeze on. Especially since Bathurst 1000 is a pretty big deal. Like, if they show the 24 hours of Le Mans, they should show the Bathurst 1000. I mean, what hasn't been said about EA Sports' downfall? Everyone knows it's garbage these days. I mean, to be fair, like, in order to find, like, I don't know, like, when were the glory days of EA Sports? Like, the early 2000s, maybe? Early to mid-2000s? Yeah, I wasn't really around for, like, the 90s and super early 2000s EA Sports era. Someone from that era would have to tell everyone. I think, like, the first games I played, like, that were, like, you know, the EA Sports bunch were, like, the late 2000s NHL games. The hockey games. And then I played, like, you know, FIFA at friends' houses, and that's not the same thing, but like NBA 2K. You kind of loop them in the same conversation, though, to be honest. Yeah, Motor Trend has the full 24 hours in the months. The Motor Trend should put on the Bathurst 1000. Trying not to give myself a carpal tunnel race. I'm driving for almost an hour and a half. Still a shot too. Halfway mark, by the way. We'll do this for 80 more minutes. have no idea at the EA Sports Rally game. Unless it's like something under Codemasters. But I have not kept up with like the rally game scene. Oh god. Speed Sega Rally? You mean V Rally? From the 90s? Porsche 959, I love that car. 80s supercar legend. Up there in that tier with the F40. It never got like the ultimate, status that the F40 has nowadays, but 959 is still, one of those bedroom poster cars. Really valuable these days. I think it's like over $1 million, just not F40 levels. Yes, a beautiful car. I'd love to see one in real life. Never seen one before though. Probably all gulped up by collectors for the most part. I'm driving generally slower. That's because I'm vibing to music and also just trying not to give myself carpal tunnel. We still have 80 minutes to drive this frickin' race. This race could have been 50 laps and it would have been fine. I don't know why it needs to be 100. Driven 160 miles, it's good enough. I think in GT4 the endurance was 60 laps. Which that would also have been a completely fair lap count. Yep, oops, I ripped out my headphones. I was listening to Hotline Miami music. Where's the stupid button? That was very MC12 GT1. So you mean the race car? I mean, I think the MC12 is a great looking car, and yeah, I like the GT1. Although I prefer the regular supercar. I think it just looks cleaner. That's a good old Maserati supercar. They just recently like brought back a supercar. Not brought back, but they started making supercars again. I forget what it's called, but it's like supposed to be like a F8 and Huracan rival thingy. It's like called like the MC20 or something like that. I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I saw a Doug DeMuro video on it. Not played Horizon 5 yet. It is on my radar. I'm going to play it when it goes on sale and when I have the time. Right now I'm still focused on finishing GT3, so I will look into it once that happens. But I don't expect it to be any different from Horizon 4, so I don't see any rush in playing it right now. Weren't there other Zondas that came out after the Shinkway? I talked about F1 again with the tires. C5, C3, and C2. C5 is the soft tire, right? Yeah, that's going to be like a cheese qualifying tire only. Not viable for the race. You know, since they got rid of the Q2 rule, like, what's the point of soft tires now? Getting constantly by this Pennzoil GTR. 11 laps. That means we're pitting on, is it 58? I've decided. They're staying out. I forget if I pitted on 47 or 46. I don't remember. How boring this race is. Do have the higher R, which sounds amazing. I need them to bring it to GT7. Please. Will I do a Horizon 5 live stream? I don't know if I can live stream it because my computer probably can't handle both gaming and streaming Horizon at the same time. I did this with Horizon 4 a while ago and it was a struggle. I had to like cap it at 30 frames per second, play on those settings, and I had input delay to deal with. And if Horizon 5 is going to be a more graphically dense game, I don't think it's going to go much better than that. So my answer is we'll have to see. I mean, like, yeah, I could probably invest in a better PC at some point. It's just the PC market sucks right now. My computer is now 5 years old and it's a laptop. It could stream just fine and it could game just fine, but doing both at the same time, that's where it could struggle. Oh, by the way, our oil lamp's on. So rip all our fastest lap attempts. We still have to do 40 laps on this. One of the old tricks I used to do back in Asphalt is I used a 2-computer setup where one was a gaming computer, one was a streaming computer. And I just used the less powerful computer for the gaming. I could do the same thing on my old laptop. I don't know if it could power through the whole thing because its battery's kind of messed up. And it's also like 4 years old. Like, I want to build a PC, but it's just expensive and I don't really have a place to put it. I'd rather just build it when I get my own place, but who knows when that's going to happen. Asphalt 89, yeah, I know him pretty well. I talk to him occasionally. I just noticed James' message that said this year's Oscars slapped hard. I didn't even see that. It did. You don't need to tell me, Aspa will. You know, I was... You know, okay. I don't want to blow up or anything, but it's like... Why do you need to tell me, oh, he was a big content creator? Like, I know that already. I worked directly with him when I worked for GameLoft. We talked about video ideas and game content and stuff. I know exactly who he is, and I know he is doing really well. You know, I was, amazingly, if you seem to have forgotten, I spent 7 years doing Asphalt content on YouTube. I have a pretty good grasp of the community, just saying. Tell you the truth, the communities have kind of always become toxic. It's been that way since like 2014, since communities started forming. It's always like that for a number of reasons. Always been like that. Ever since we had the formation of clans in Asphalt 8 in 2014. There's always drama. Always drama. It just, the names change every year. That's it. But it's still the same. Most of it's pretty pointless. But Discord, yeah. The thing with the Discord community, which is unlike what it used to be in Asphalt 8's days, is because now you can directly talk with GameLoft developers on the Discord server. The Discord server has like absolutely no... It has no grasp on the community, on crowd control at all. Because anytime like someone like, you know, gets muted or whatever on the Discord server, they'll shout like, oh, they're butthurt, or oh, they can't take criticism or something. It's like, no, it's because you guys are being an asshole on Discord. And I'm sorry, if you're the one who's like, if you're posting like Mina's face on YouTube with like edits and stuff, you do not deserve to be in the Asphalt community. You are actively hurting any chance of GL respecting the community in a way that's not, you know, just by force. I feel like everybody forgets at the end of the day it's a game, and we're all trying to, you know, have fun here. And being toxic to other players and being toxic to staff members, community members, it really does nobody a favor. And if anything, it hurts the community because it breaks trust, it breaks faith. Like, if you were working on a project for years, and people would tell you, oh, we're excited about it, and then they just tell you, like, oh, I don't like this very specific thing, or I don't like this thing that you were forced to do because of people funding you or whatever. And you'll, like, post your address or your, like, face online everywhere with, like, dicks on you. It's like, why would I want to continue working on that if I was the creator? So the fact that Gameloft is still giving you guys updates for free and still listening to feedback, you guys should be thankful for that. And I feel like, I know this is the case with pretty much all gaming communities, not just Asphalt, but y'all need to chill out. And don't take it as I'm taking the side of the, you know, developer, because they certainly have issues too. But it goes both ways, you know. And nobody wants to give up the, oh, I'm doing it because they're doing this. Like, come on. Be the better person. We're all human. What does GTA being a good game have to do with anything? And if you're talking about GTA 5, again, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why are you asking that? Or what part do you think GTA 5? Solo? The online? Those are two completely different experiences. Talking about the series, the game. Have I played GTA? Which one? Because I've played a handful of GTAs. I haven't played the entire series. I haven't played, for instance, like GTA 5 online that much because I hate the economy in that game. Oh man, we are at lap 67. That is 2/3 of the way. I still have to do a whole third of this race. We are crouching in on 2 hours, which is like getting towards the end of like a long endurance already. But we still have to do a whole another stint. Replay save complete, and we still have a third of the race to go. Finally a pit stop. There's an F1 practice going on right now. Let me see if I can pull it up. I won't stream it. I won't have the audio, but I will have it on my screen just so I can peek at it. Big chugger. Yep, F1 is on right now. Looks like Perez lost part of his wing or something. I don't know if you guys could hear the broadcast at all. Willow's driving again, hooray. He's like in 8th place right now in practice, but good to see him on the leaderboard again. By the way, ahead of Stroll. I know it's only practice, but good to see he hasn't lost anything yet. At least not immediately. It's crazy to see the new Australia layout. They're just going flat out. It's a big straight. Sorry I'm hitting all the walls. I'm just trying to watch F1 and drive at the same time. Is anybody still here? Or am I just a man rambling to himself? Either's cool. McLaren's doing okay in practice, although it's practice 1, so nothing to get too excited about yet. Got a 51-second sector again with dead oil. That's a bit surprising. What's up? This is a real PS2, by the way. Playing on an actual DualShock 2 here. On an actual PS2 Slim, real disc, real memory card, and a 720p TV from like 2010 or something. But yes, this is real hardware. The only thing I'm missing is the CRT, but you know what, a 720p TV is good enough too. Yeah, this game is aged awesome, I think. Everyone's like, oh man, what are the graphics? And it's like, you kidding? Like, this is 2001 we're talking. 2000 hardware. Game looks gorgeous. And the thing is, I'm not even playing with like the best capture card, the best I don't have an upscaler or anything. You guys are seeing an old Elgato as the footage instead of the 60 FPS that I could see. It looks a little bit clearer. I should probably invest in an upscaler. It's just like it's $250 and I'm not willing to spend that much for retro gaming. That's something that will marginally up the picture quality on YouTube. And you know, something that's like, my income doesn't depend on YouTube. And you guys are still seeing, you know, clean gameplay. I'd say there are some good PS3 games that have aged pretty well. I mean, mainly the exclusives, I'd say. Like, look at like the Ratchet & Clank games, MGS4, God of War 3, and not all of them are early PS3 games, but whatever you want to call. I mean, I'd still say GT3 is an early PS2 title. It came out within like a year of the console releasing, so it's definitely something be proud of. Considering GT7 came out later in the PS5 lifetime than GT3 did, I'd say it's still pretty impressive. Yeah, it is crazy that the PS5 has been around for a year and a half now. People still can't find them in stores. But yes, it has been about a year and a half. We're already 20 to 25% through the system's lifetime, and it feels like it's just barely starting up. Although to be fair, the PS4 was like that too. And I think it turned out alright. Big slipstream here. I missed the slingshot. Oh well. That wasn't going to be a fastest lap anyway. Four is my favorite game of all time. I love this game too, though. But I believe GT4 is the greatest racing game of all time. I don't think anything can and ever will eclipse what GT4 did in 2005. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement to say that I think GT4 is the best of all time, but I mean, think of the all-time greatest racing games, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Forza Motorsport 4, and to an extent, the Horizon games. Ridge Racer Type 4, Burnout 3, all legendary status games. In my opinion, while all those games do great at certain things, there's just something about GT4 that just makes it so good. It's a combination of the car list, the immersion, the expansive long game that welcomes you rather than just gives you a laundry list of tasks. You learn about the history of the automobile. GT4 is basically a love letter to the automobile. A tribute to cars, if you will. And I think given 2005 hardware, it did the best job you could possibly do. How's rallying before? It's alright. I will say that the rally simulation is probably not the best you could ever see. Like, you'd probably do better with, like, Richard Burns Rally or something like that. But it's pretty fun. It's really easy to pick up on a controller. The handling is fine. Some of the tracks are a little quirky, if you will. Like the Grand Canyon and Chaminade, however you pronounce it. The snow track. And the actual rally racing, you know, it's all dedicated in one component of the game where you're just racing one-on-one with an AI. Which is pretty similar to this game, GT3. But definitely the shining part of the game is the road racing still. But there's a ton of rally content you can do. Tons of rally cars, historic, 2000s with being the modern rally road cars, if that makes sense. Even like some wet racing. It's pretty good in that game. There's not much rain to play with, but it's there. Yeah, and Richard Burns Rally doesn't have the scope GT4 had, so you know, it's like a trade-off. GT probably could do an all-rally game, but then it wouldn't be a Gran Turismo, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, I have it on me right now. It's right behind me in that Bagua behind me. But I have my 2022 Charles Leclerc cap, and I'm having a good time this year. Definitely having a good time. I'm going to point the camera a bit, just for fun. Come on. I'm watching F1 practice right now. Looks like Charles just went off into the gravel there as I'm talking about him. I may speak of the devil. There you go, yeah. I have it on right now, actually right next to me. His practice is going on right now. And I am really hyped for this year. Not just because I'm a Ferrari fan, but just like this year looks really promising to have an entertaining title fight. The cars look like they can actually race each other. It's going to be exciting. Oh, Sainz is going to get a win this year, or multiple. I would say I put him as a dark horse for the title, but in order for that to happen, I think Leclerc and Verstappen need to crash a few times. But I know it's early days, but I will say, I could definitely tell you that Sainz is probably in the same sentence. That doesn't make sense. But I could guess that Sainz is going to win a Racer 5 maybe this year. Just from his pure consistency. And if he can keep, you know, just punching in podium after podium after podium, if Charles and Max crash a few times, just from all the drama they get themselves into, Sainz could be a dark horse candidate for the title, just saying. I don't think, here's the thing. I know it's hard to discount Sainz this early, especially into the year, but he doesn't give the same vibe as Vettel did. You gotta remember in 2019, Ferrari had 2 alpha dogs in their team. Vettel, who just came off of 2 consecutive years of pushing for the title, and Leclerc, who got promoted like instantly from Sauber to Ferrari, and was touted as, you know, a generational talent, the next F1 superstar, right? So you put those 2 people together in one team, and yeah, it's going to boil over. Now, Sainz had the one unlucky feature of being Max Verstappen's teammate at Toro Rosso. So Sainz never got the full support of going straight to a top team like Verstappen did, because Verstappen did beat him in Toro Rosso that year. And while Sainz has a really impressive junior career, and obviously his current F1 career has been awesome, he just hasn't really been given the chance, and he hasn't been given you know, that much exposure really. He's had a few superstar performances. Yes, like if you look at Brazil 2019, for instance, one of his best performances. Or Russia 2021 last year was really good from him. Or Monza 2020 last year was really, really good from him. He got robbed of a win in that race. He hasn't had the superstar performance like Verstappen in like Spain 2016, you know, where the second he's given a winnable car, he wins on debut. Or Charles Leclerc taking pole on his second ever race for Ferrari, you know. Yeah, that's not to say that Sainz shouldn't be in Ferrari. He absolutely should. He's done better than all the other Toro Rosso people from like the last several years. I'd say only Pierre Gasly could maybe be in the conversation for a top team. But in my opinion, Gasly is best in a midfield team. That's where he's going to shine. I think Gasly, for instance, doesn't have what it takes to do an F1 title push. No, sorry Pierre if you're watching this. But, I mean, put him against someone like Charles or Verstappen, especially like in 2019 where Verstappen absolutely decimated Pierre. I just don't see that happening. I'd say him scoring that win and a few podiums in AlphaTauri, that's like the best he can hope for. And to his credit, he's had an excellent 2021. Excellent 2020. 2021, you know, despite not winning a race like he did in 2020, he had an excellent year. Amazing performances. He scored P9 in the driver's standings, I think, which is, you know, excluding the big four teams, like that's the best he could mathematically do. He got close to Ricardo even. So that's just it. I think Sainz will definitely get a win this year at some point. That's inevitable. Ferrari looks like such a good car that it's just going to end up happening. Whether that's through Charles DNFing or Sainz just having a really good weekend. Oh, did Vettel's engine just die? I just turned my head left and I see red flag in the Aston garage. It appears to be that way. Great. Thanks, Aston. Welcome back, Seb. It's a bummer. I'm a huge Vettel fan, by the way, if you didn't know Mohammed. So, you know, like, 2019 made me feel incredibly sad. 2020 made me feel incredibly sad. But I just hope, you know, Seb doesn't call it quits because of, you know, a tricky car, tricky year. He deserves to be on the grid. Yeah. He's wearing the Ukraine helmet this weekend. Good for him. Yeah. I mean, Vettel's been my favorite driver since I started watching F1. And I fully credit Gran Turismo 5 for that because he's the only driver I recognized when I started watching F1. Because he was in GT5 and GT6. But still. Just the recognizable got me, you know, to watch him, and then like watching what he does on and off track, especially in those Ferrari years, was awesome. And yeah, he is a top person. He is a role model, someone I'm glad I look up to. I hope he never like leaves the sport, even if he retires from driving. He needs to be on, you know, a FIA board. He needs to be making the rules because he knows better than FIA's own staff right now. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame because I was really bummed out that he didn't win 2017 and 18. That was when I was cheering for him. But, I mean, even if he retired today, he still could be proud with, like, all his records, his championships, his race wins. I just need him to get one more win in that Aston. I need to figure it out somehow. It would have been nice if Seb signed for Red Bull in 2021. I know he would have been decimated by Max, but he probably would have helped them win the Constructors' title, I think. I think actually for Seb, if he's going to bounce teams again, I think maybe his next option could be Mercedes. Because if Mercedes is not the juggernaut that they were last year and all the other years, I don't know if a top driver would want to sign for them now. I know it's still early days and yeah, you can't write off Mercedes, but what if they are just now stuck to being a top midfield team and they take a driver like Vettel for whatever reason, whether that's Hamilton retiring or Russell not doing well. They could totally, that could be a really good relationship, Mercedes and Vettel. It'd be like Schumacher when he was in Mercedes. Are you talking about Aston Martin's strategy department? Because I'd say I 100% agree with that. I mean, Aston Martin, Force India, has always been about, you know, alternate strategies that, you know, have like a 1 in 100 chance of working, and when it does work, they're on the podium. But last year, their strategies were not it. I think their only alternate strategy that worked was Baku, which that got him a podium. Seb stayed out, you know, on the tires. He went long on his first stint, and that was the right move ultimately. But on Hungary, for instance, he just got lucky with the lap 1 carnage. And Latifi, like, blocking everybody in the first half of the race. Oh, and yeah, Merck's strategy also sketchy. It was like signs of the Ferrari strategy. I will say, it's only 2 races so far, but we have not had a Ferrari strategy TM moment. So Igor, to respond to your question, or your statement about the PAL version, I was planning on going for the PAL time as my gold license rather than just what the game had said, just to give myself the extra challenge. Because S8 is way too easy on this version of the game. Yeah, Latifi's, I mean, should have seen it coming, I guess, but like he has a reputation of really screw-ups in races. He's the troller of races. Any plans? Forget him, because Latifi is wrecking everybody's plans. Yeah. There's a lot of ifs from last year. It's, what just really sucks just all these months later is like, Abu Dhabi's like 2021 is forever tainted as that race now. That's like the, you know, Suzuka 1989 of our modern era. or the Australia 1994. You know, where it's like you're gonna basically alienate half of the F1 fan base because stuff happened in a way that screwed over royally one driver. In '89, Senna got screwed over from being disqualified. That gave Prost the title. In '94, Schumacher, I think, kind of intentionally knocked out Damon Hill and got lucky to not get disqualified. And then our modern version of those two is Abu Dhabi last year. A completely unprecedented call from the race director changed the outcome of the championship. Was there a Rome short course in GT4? There wasn't a Rome at all in GT4. It was switched out with City di Aria, which is like a rally-like stage. Technically a city course. I mean, you have to look at it at a points perspective. I do think Max had the better season overall, but whoever you think has the better season, that doesn't mean they deserve the championship. It's whoever has the most points gets the championship. And truth be told, Silverstone is what... Silverstone's like the only reason Max was, you know, in that position to lose the title that year. And yeah, if Lewis didn't mess up his brake magic in Baku, we would have been telling a very different tale right now. I don't even think the safety car thing would have happened in Abu Dhabi had Lewis been, 15 points ahead or whatever going into Abu Dhabi. I mean, across the whole of a season, it's just about getting those points. And whatever happens at one race, if you score points or not, that's points. Like, look at the first race of this year where Max DNF'd from his engine, or whatever. That's 25 points that he would be behind Leclerc, and if he loses the title by less than 25 points this year, it's because of that first race where he DNF'd. But nobody will point to that race. I guarantee you come December, if that does happen, nobody's going to talk about Bahrain because that was so long ago at that point. But it's all the same championship. Every round is worth the same amount of points. And it's about getting points across an entire season. And going into Abu Dhabi, I think Max had 9 wins and Lewis had 8. So regardless of how you want to look at it, that is extremely impressive performances from both drivers. And more often than not, both drivers were on the podium. Like, Max broke the record for most podiums in a year, and Lewis was very close, I think. I think he only had like 2 less podiums than Max. It was like 16 and 18 podiums, respectively. Something ridiculous. And the other thing with Max was, like, all the podiums that he lost out on were because of incidents. That would have been Baku's tire failure, Silverstone, Monza, and then getting hit in Hungary. Every single other race he either finished first or second. Just something absolutely bonkers. Hamilton had less races like that, but he also had less, he had like one less non-point scoring race, which was Silverstone, him winning it. Looks like Ferrari. Practice 1's about to end. Ferrari is appearing 1-2. Red Bull are 3-4. Norris is 5th. Ocon is 6th. But they're like a second down. Yeah, it all works out in the end, I guess, whatever way you look at it. And yeah, there's a million what-if moments that could happen that decide a championship. And you know what, you could even boil it down to, oh, if Verstappen chose to eat an apple instead of a banana on race day. I don't know if he actually did, but you know, if he changed his diet, he might have not had the energy to win the race or whatever, you know? There's a billion different factors. Maybe he had some sketchy food and was stuck in the toilet all night or whatever. And he just wasn't feeling 100% on the day, you know? Billion factors. I think for someone like Hamilton, though, what's in it, for him to get another title, is can he break this number 7 curse that racing drivers can't seem to shake off? It seems like every racing driver cannot get past 7 titles. I think in NASCAR, there's 3 drivers that are tied for 7 titles. Schumacher couldn't get past 7. I think Rossi has 7 MotoGP titles. And Lewis seems to be joining this group of cursed 7 title winners. So he could still break that record, obviously. He broke the record for most wins, most poles, everything. He's got to still break the title record firmly. I thought Rossi had 9, but like 2 of them were junior championships. You'd have to look up Wikipedia and tell me. I could have sworn he had 7 500cc championships and like 2 125 or whatever the lower category was. I think rally is the only thing that's immune from the 7 title curse because Seb Loeb has like 9 WRC titles. That's because Loeb is, you know, a total beast at rally. And would probably have more titles if not for getting injured in like 2013. We are almost at the end, guys. We are so close. Yeah, I don't follow MotoGP that much too. I just know, like, you know, Rossi's the GOAT of that sport, you know. Yeah, there you go. Rossi has 7. It's a curse, guys. I'm just going to turn off my F1 stream since practice is over. We are almost done with this Enduro, though. We've got through the worst of it, I believe. We did our final pit stop. Gee, thanks, NSX. Up insane, you're about to witness the end. Yep, V8 Supercars, 7 titles. It is a straight up curse. Yep. There's your NASCAR guys with 7 titles. Yeah, it really is a curse. So yeah, the big question is, can Lewis break the curse? Because you know what? If you, whether you're religious or not, I think you could say it was divine intervention that the racing gods made Latifi crash and Masi make that call just so that the curse wouldn't be broken. So if you're a Lewis fan, you're trying to cope, just say it was divine intervention from the racing gods. The 7 title curse. The game inventory for trophies only has 7 slots. The game crashes. Real life crashes if a driver wins more than 7 titles. They haven't patched that in the game yet. Isn't Seb Oyger like sitting on like 7 or 8 titles or something stupid like that too? You go into WRC's records, and I think he is still actively racing. And there you go, there's another number 7. But then would that mean that Jimmy Johnson loses some of his titles? I seen the AI spinning out. Yep, I played all the GT3 endurance stuff to this point. I had the Trail Mountain AI hitting me. I had the GT3 AI spinning out. Oh, goodness, that got. I had all that happen. And yeah, Loeb winning in 2022 after his full-time WRC career has been long over. He's absolutely bossing it. Here's another like bone-chilling thing to think about. If Senna survived Imola Nights in '94, there's a good chance he would have won the title with Williams, considering how close Damon Hill got. And if Senna won the title, he could have won 95, 96, and 97, all years Williams were super competitive in. And just as Williams was starting to drop off for 1998, where would Senna have been? 7 titles. Just saying. Just saying. 95 is a bit of a stretch. But if he didn't get cheesed out in 89, he could have been on 7. Just some food for thought. If Alonso didn't shoot down the Red Bull deal that he had supposedly had on the table in 2009, he could have been sitting on 7 titles. Look at Tom Kristonen. He's like Le Mans' most winningest driver. I forget how many wins Kristonen has. And of those wins, did he win the title that year? You know, I don't know. He won 9 24-hour Le Mans. That is bonkers. If F1 had their modern point system, I believe Felipe Massa would have won 2008, for instance. Alright gamers, it is one more lap. 100 laps. Here we go. I completely forgot that I was driving this race for like the last hour, by the way. It's just been like second nature to me, just driving around. But this is it for endurance. Thank you for choosing Mitsubishi Airlines. I think this FTO is done well. This is a fun car to drive though. I haven't really experienced this car that much, and it's a pretty fun car. By the way, we full throttled that left-hander, got the line just right. We're actually driving a pretty good lap line-wise, but just my oil is dead, so I can't really push for a fast lap. Look at that, we went through the whole lap pretty much without touching the wall. Bring it home. Nice corner. That was actually a really good lap. I just don't have the straight line speed from the oil to get a fastest lap. But there you go. 10 long races later, Endurance League is complete. Oh man, that took forever. I'm not gonna wait for that NSX to finish the race, but I do want to see how far ahead I lapped everybody else. That took 160 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Big chug. So it looks like the Rayburg and the Denso Star are going to go right to the line. Maybe even a pass opportunity. 4 laps. Or not. But yeah, they were really close. They almost won. I'm going to assume the Arta was also 4 laps down. I was about to lap it for a 5th time. There you go. Wow. 400,000 credits. Let's get that thumbnail shot, by the way. I could watch these replays all day, though. I give up, though. Alright. For the last time, let's get an endurance prize car. It's Long Boy Endurance. What do we win? A thing with a wing. I would be really, really hyped, but I already have one of these. I wish it was the race car. I can't say no to a GT1. Love this car, but I already have one of these. However, we did beat all the endurances, so as a consolation, they give us an F1 car in case you somehow got unlucky enough to never get one along the way. There you go. Alright. Oh my god. We are done with endurance. That's it, all gold. Let's give a thick car wash and oil change. Spinny boy. Look at that oil. Get rid of that oil. Good job, FTO. Let's observe our prize cars. So we got a GT1 road car, another one. This car's beautiful, but I already have one of these. So it's like a good resale value, but I'm not going to sell it. And then we have the FO94H, which this is the V10 1994, driven by Damon Hill. So this is the 94 Williams, essentially. Car that almost won the title. We were just talking about this in the endurance. Look at that. It's in black. there you go, Snowtato. You can map that. And yeah, it's looking beautiful. Gorgeous car. We are at 92.5%. That is all of the IA license, by the way. So what's next is the final stints of the game, which I won't do until the weekend stream. But yeah, that's the end of this segment.